Hi, Elizabeth. So I hope this video will help with this. Here's that graph to that web work problem, and it's talking about deer populations since 1900. So the first part says it wants to know how many deer lived in this forest in the year 1900. So remember, it says where x is the number of years since 1900. So that's when your x would be 0. So if you just select this graph, well, there's your coordinate. So that's telling me that in 1900, because it's 0, my population will be 340 deer. Okay? Now, it says how many deer live in the forest 28 years after 1900. So what I want to do there is I want to find, well, here's 5. That would be 5 years after. I don't want that. There's 10. There's 15. So 28 is probably somewhere around here, right? And I could keep going. Let's see if I could get it perfectly. I don't know if I can. Oh, I can. So it won't stay, but let's see. I'm just using my finger, or you would use your mouse. There it is. So that is, if I could just keep my hand straight. There it is. Ah. So it looks like that would be the number of deer for 28. The other thing is you would put in 28. So y equals, or I would just put in 28 everywhere I see an x. So I'm going to put parentheses 600 times 28 plus 3060, close that, divided by 10 times 28 plus 9. So 28 years after 1900, 1928, our deer population now is around 68. And I don't remember, it says round to the integer, so it would be 69. So now when it says how many years since 1900 was it, or will, the deer population will be 74. Well, now instead of me putting in for my x's and looking along the x-axis, I want to know my population will be 74, so I want to look along the y-axis. So that is why this one would be y equals 74. And you can see it's kind of hard to see, so you want to change your window. And we don't care about the negatives because we don't want years before 1900, so we only want over here. So again, really hard to see. So let's change this window and make this x go way bigger because it needs to go to, no, not necessarily, but I'm actually going to, let's see what will happen if I make this 100. Let's just see. Didn't really help me. So I'm going to change my y-axis to maybe be a little less, oh, whoops. Let's try 100. Again, you really just have to play with it. And if you're looking here, it looks like there's the intersection. So in year 1917, my population, because it says round to the nearest, let me just double check, to the nearest integer, so that's why it'd be 17. And then it says as time goes on, the population levels off about how many deer. Well, look here. As I keep going, let's just keep, it looks like, right? It just keeps leveling off at 74, even as years go on and on and on. My output's always 74. So I hope this is helpful. Let's stay in touch.